is when they're stressed or they feel like they have too much work, they postpone their exercise.
Yeah, right.
And they're like, I can't go to the gym. I'm too busy. I don't have time.
It's the opposite.
But I feel the opposite. I personally feel like, okay, if I'm really busy and I'm really stressed, I have to go to the gym. Like it's almost like more important.
Okay. Hi guys, welcome to episode 8 of the podcast. Today I'm super excited because we are with the first guest ever on my podcast. So I'm super happy. Her name is Ophelia. She's one of my clients. I've been coaching her actually for more than a year now, or about a year, and I really enjoy coaching her, and I decided to bring her on the podcast today, and not really to talk about fitness, but to talk about fitness, but mostly to talk about the mix of being an entrepreneur and staying active, because she's doing an amazing job at it. And so welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, me too. So just tell me a little bit about yourself, your business, how it started, what is it about? We're listening.
Perfect. Cool. So I started a strawberry farm in 2019 on my own, right after finishing school. So I am an entrepreneur, but I'm also a farmer. That's like really how I identify. And so I've been doing it now for a few years, and it's a startup, and it's really wild. It's called Gush. So we're growing the best strawberries in Montreal year round, indoors, without any pesticides. So that's what we've been doing, and I've
tasted them, and they taste amazing, guys. Just saying.
Woo. Yeah, they're the freshest. Like you can't get fresher strawberries than that. So. Yeah,
it's so good. I love fruits. I eat it in my breakfast every morning. So when you have them, I'm gonna be your main influencer to
for sure. I will bring you strawberries.
Yeah. All right. So can you tell me more about how it developed, your business?
Sure. So it started with a presentation. I just saw a presentation on indoor agriculture. And I thought, wow, this is really the future. This is how we should be producing food. It's more sustainable for the environment. It's healthier for people, and the food quality is much higher. And I'm obsessed with food. During our trainings, I'm always talking about food.
Yeah, we're training and we're talking about food at the same time. We're I'm gonna eat this after I ate this yesterday. Oh my god.
Yeah. So food is really a big part of my life, and so I want to grow the best kind of food. So I saw this presentation on it, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is what I need to do. So that's where my passion started. And then I looked at lettuce, I looked at basil, and I thought I want to do something that hasn't really been explored. Yeah. And strawberries was that crop.
Really?
So that's why I went into that.
I didn't know.
Yeah. They're a lot harder to grow.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Really? Interesting. Well, it's good because strawberries taste so good. So
it's
amazing. You can make amazing recipes, and talking about food, it's so funny because I just bought Ninja Creamy. I keep talking about it on my social media, and I just influence her husband to buy one.
Yeah, we just got it. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
We've been making really good ones.
Yeah, when you have enough strawberries, you can make strawberries.
We can do the strawberry ice cream. Yeah.
Did you try it?
Not yet. No.
Oh.
No. We've been doing chocolate, and it's so good.
Yeah, with protein. Do you guys put the protein powder in it?
Yeah,
or
of course.
a protein shake in it?
Protein powder.
Okay.
So, yeah, Phil has his own recipe, and it's insanely delicious. We put xanthan gum.
Yeah, I just bought it. I just bought it to make it a thicker.
It's like gelato.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah. Yeah, I still need to experiment because it's harder than we think to make good ice cream with it. You need to be smart. You cannot just put anything in it and think it's gonna taste good. Well, I've tried, and someone's
well, my husband's really good at cooking. Yeah. He's kind of like a scientist chef. So
okay, no,
works really well.
I'm alone, so I need to try it myself.
Oh yeah.
All right, so now that you guys know a little bit more about Ophelia and her business and everything, I want to dive more into the mental aspect of having a business, training, because Ophelia is really dedicated with her training. It's been more than a year, like I said. We train together 3 times a week now. We started with 2 times a week. At the beginning, we were training at night, like around like 8 p.m. And at one point, I don't remember why, but we switched in the morning. Why did we switch?
So we were doing nighttime because for the business, like mornings are always so busy.
Yeah.
It's like when everybody's firing emails and stuff. But so I was doing evening, but I felt tired and like all day my plans, it was like I couldn't do things because I had training in the evening. But then we switched to the morning because I figured like we get it out of the way and then I have the rest of my day to do whatever I want. So it's like it's done. It's like check it off your list first thing. I really much preferred that.
Yeah, and I always think like if you want to prioritize your health and your fitness goals, putting it in the morning is like the best thing to do, because at night you have like so many you can give yourself so many excuses.
It's true.
Yeah, because throughout the day, like so many things happen, and it's so easy for you to just be like, oh no, because I have this to do, and this person, like if you have a business and like employee like you, like, this person asked me to do this and this and this, so you're like, oh no, I'm gonna cancel my training.
Exactly,
right?
but if you prioritize it and you just do it first thing, then it's done.
Yeah.
And there's side effects too. Like you feel so much better throughout the day because you've just done your physical activity, you know? And they say like it's good to do that in the morning. So
and
I found that
wakes
true.
You up, like, and how do you feel like about like your mental health and like your energy aspects, like with the difference of doing it at night and in the morning? Like, do you feel you have more energy throughout the day when you do it in the morning? Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. So at night my trainings were not as good just because like I'm tired mentally, physically, so it's like I can't give it my all at night. Whereas in the morning I don't even drink coffee, I just drink water and I train with you and I'm like excellent, super happy, and then I go and have my protein after. And I don't know, it fuels me first thing in the morning. So I feel like I get, it's almost like a caffeine, it feels like caffeine.
Definitely. And like what was I gonna say, like it just wakes you up by itself.
It does.
It's just like a good way to start your day. Then you feel like good mentally. You're just like, it's not also like because you exercise, but you're also like proud of yourself. You start off your day with something productive, so it like sets the tone for the day to like continue the day being productive and like taking care of yourself. It's true. Now that you say that, like I love challenging myself. Like I think that's why I like being an entrepreneur and I like growing strawberries. Like I like the challenge. And it's nice that first thing in the morning, the first thing I do is challenge myself. It's like, oh, can I lift heavier? Can I, do this new exercise that really tests my balance? And what I like about you is that when you can lift heavier or do more reps. So when I tell you like let's do 12 reps and then you can do 15, you're like, I can do 15. Or like when I put like 35, like a plate of 35, and then like she feels like she can put a plate of 45, she tells me. And like that's so important, like you always have like a voice inside you that tells you like, I know I can do more, and you need to listen to it, because like I have like myself sometimes, like I have this voice inside me and I'm like, I know I can do more, but sometimes you just want to be lazy and not do more. But when you know you can do more, you need to push.
Definitely.
I like that about you, because you always like, most of the time you tell me like, I can do 15, I can do 20, I can you can do more. All right, so I want to dive more into like the how to manage work and like personal time. So like, of course, like training is part of personal time because you take care of yourself. But how do you manage having your business and like having, because you're in a relationship, so like managing like time with your husband and your family and training and like everything? What's your like what are your tips for that?
That's a good question. So I think you have to figure out from the beginning what your priorities are. So it's like, what do you care about? What do you want to prioritize? Because obviously I want to do everything, but I can't do everything.
And you also play basketball. She plays basketball.
So I was gonna say, I have few priorities that I've really said, this is what I want to do. So basketball is one of them. So I really make time for basketball. My family, I love to see my family, so that's a huge priority. I want to see them at least once a week. And then exercise. Those are basically my 3 priorities, and like making sure that my apartment is clean. And if I'm getting those things done, I'm happy, like I'm like, okay, I've done what I wanted to do this week, you know. So I think you just need to be sure about what you want to do and make sure that you do it.
Yeah. So set your priorities and like work your schedule around it.
And it needs to be clear, you know, like if I have basketball on Monday, like nobody else can beat the basketball. Like I'm not gonna go have coffee with you because I have basketball. You know, it's so funny. So I think that's important, and it's kind of convenient that I pick things that fill all my buckets. Like for example, basketball is physical activity, and it's with my family. Yeah, so that's a plus, and it's with some of my friends, and it's fun.
Yeah,
so
it is.
It kind of does everything.
Yeah, it's your cardio of the week because we don't really do cardio together. So it's like I know you do basketball, so I know you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know you have your cardio in, so that's good. And so you guys, okay, Ophelia has been with her boyfriend for 10 years, and they live together, they have a business together, they work together, they're always together.
He's my husband, essentially. We're not married yet, but we're fiancéd, so.
Yeah. But for me, this is like so impressive because to work with someone that you live and have a business and like everything, you need to have such good communication. Like how do you guys don't like want to kill each other?
Well, I think it
Tell me.
I think it helps that we really love each other and we want to be together all the time. So ever since we were kids, we're not kids, but like teenagers, we've been like glued to each other. Like people were always like, oh, they're kind of weird because they're like so attached, you know? Yeah. But like we've kind of always been like that. So when the time came for Phil to join the business, it made sense. It was like, oh, that's going to be fun, you know? It's going to be good.
When you say like join the business, so he wasn't in it at the beginning? And
no, I started it on my own.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you guys started it together.
No, I started it on my own, and I was like, wow, this is really hard. I need help.
Yeah.
And so he was doing science, so like computer science, and then also he had a degree in agriculture also. So we decided that it would make sense to have a scientist on the team.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You guys both studied at McGill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the entire Gush team is McGill grads. Everybody.
That's so nice.
It's kind of cool. We're six of
it
us.
is. Like in your website, you can put like we all studied at
all
McGill. It looks so nice. Like wow, it's really like it adds a lot of value too. Like McGill is such a good university.
Exactly. Oh, if anybody wants to visit, it's gush.farm.
Yeah, we'll do a part at the end with all the, and it's gonna be in the description. So if you guys want to visit and everything, everything is gonna be in the description of the podcast. You're gonna find it. Don't worry. You need to taste those strawberries.
Yeah.
All right. So when you face like challenges in your business, or like, of course, you cannot always be like positive, and everything cannot be always like going good. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you do when we have like trainings, or you need to take care of yourself, and you're like not doing good mentally? Or like, what are the things you do to like face those challenges? You know what I mean?
So I think what a lot of people do, and I've seen it with my friends, with people close to me, family, is when they're stressed or they feel like they have too much work, they postpone their exercise.
Yeah, right.
And they're like, I can't go to the gym, I'm too busy, I don't have time.
It's the opposite.
But I feel the opposite. I personally feel like, okay, if I'm really busy and I'm really stressed, I have to go to the gym. Like it's almost like more important.
You know you're gonna feel better after.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna feel better after. I'm gonna feel good that I'm consistent and I'm not, slacking anywhere. Because if you're gonna feel bad about yourself if you don't go. Yeah. But definitely there's always challenges, but I'm pretty much very optimistic though. Like
she is.
I'm usually really positive. Like
you are.
Over the year that we've been training together, like I used to come to Chloe and I don't complain that much, but sometimes I complain. And then when I say what the problem is, it's like a really big problem, but I'm not like complaining that much.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're really positive, and it's really nice because like even for me, it's like it's cool because it's like just positive vibes. Yeah. So it's really nice for like.
I really didn't want to be that client that like shows up and is like, I hate this. This sucks. I want to go home.
Because you pay for it at the end of the day. Yeah. So it's like you want to be here, but like I need to push you a little bit.
Exactly.
So all right, so it would be for you to just like when you have challenges to just like still tell yourself that going is important because it's gonna make you feel better.
It's for you, and it's gonna de-stress you, and it's gonna make you a better person at the end of the day. So I think it's essential.
And also another thing that you do is when you have like, because we train in the morning like we said, but like another thing that you do is to if you have like meetings in the
Oh
morning.
yeah. I'd still come. So like the goal is that I want to show up. So, you know, someone was telling me the other day, like, oh, why would you go train if it's just for 25 minutes? And I was like, because I'm still going. You know, I'd rather go than not go at all. So that's something that I do.
Yeah, it's really important. Like I told you I was reading the book Atomic Habits, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I told you. And in the book, he says that like when you have a habit, like, you know, there's like this saying of like, if you're not going to give it all, just don't go, blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't really agree with this, because going, even if you're not going to do your best, or even if you're not going to do like an amazing training, it's still like the fact of going that is making you like keep it in your routine.
It's more mental than physical at some point.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like really important to go, even if it's just to do cardio.
Yeah.
Like if you work out on your own, even if it's just to do cardio, it's really important to go just to keep it in your routine, you know, and you make it like a non-negotiable. Definitely. Yeah. All right, time is passing by quickly. All right, so I want to talk about, I want to discuss a little bit about routines, night routines, morning routines. Like, do you have one? Or if you don't, what would you think would be the ideal morning and night routine for you as an entrepreneur, a girl who wakes up and trains in the morning? Tell me.
So I really like the Mel Robbins podcast.
Yeah,
and she has a really good video on morning routines, but I feel like I need one. I don't have one. I'm a bit of a chaotic person, believe it or not. So routine is not something that I have. Like training is one of the most routine things that I do.
Yeah, because it's consistent.
It's consistent. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe one day I'll try to figure a morning routine that like blends with training. I don't know.
But I think also, like, I don't know if you're like me, but me, it's like when I prepare my routines, I'm like, okay, this needs to be my routine and it needs to never change.
So I'm also like that.
Yeah,
I'm very
right?
rigid, and I think that's what throws me off. It's like,
Yeah.
because then some days, like, oh, like, what if I'm cuddling or something and I can't get out of bed, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
I think you need to learn. For me, it's so hard to be flexible.
Yeah.
But you need to learn to be flexible and to tell yourself that it's okay if like some days you don't do it, but most of the days
you do it.
You do it, but don't like be so harsh on
Yeah,
yourself.
I think that's what it is. Like, I like to be so rigid in my planning. And then,
and like you can also tell yourself that like it's okay if like for some like periods of your life you like modify it. So like if during certain time of the year, like of course like for me during like the winter and the summer, I'm not gonna have like the same morning routine, because I don't know, for some reason, like the snow maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
And like so it's gonna be different, but I think it's okay to like switch it up from time to time, but just like find something that works.
I did something that was really nice for 4 days. So for 4 days, I woke up early and I went outside for a walk. So I got sunlight and I got a little bit of physical activity. And then like I did like kitchen chores. But that was like for 4 days and it was so good. It was really nice.
That's perfect. Finding a routine that is like sustainable in time is also like really like important. Not to do like a routine that is gonna feel like a chore. It needs to make you feel good too.
Yeah.
So all right, so just to wrap it up, what would be like the main advice you would give to someone if they're looking to have like a better like balance between their entrepreneurship life and fitness? If you would have any advice to give, what would it be?
I think I would give the advice to an entrepreneur who also wants to have a fitness journey along the way. I think I would tell them, similarly to what you're saying, is to have flexibility, and don't be so harsh on yourself. Like, just show up. Like, it doesn't matter if you do anything, you know, extravagant at the gym. It doesn't matter. Just show up. And just general entrepreneurship advice that I would give is ask people for help, because that's something that I think a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with, because they want to do everything themselves.
Yeah, including me.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to get advice and to get help when you need it. So
yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help, and like it's better to have a team than to do everything on your own and like go crazy with it.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Can you give people what's your website, the name of your business, your Instagram, everything they need to know to find you?
So it's gush.farm everywhere. That's our Facebook, Instagram, and our website. So
Oh, really?
yeah, it's Gush
Gush,
Farm.
Gush, right?
Yeah, Gush
Perfect.
.farm, and you can get our strawberries as soon as they're available. We're building a farm right now, so we're gonna have tons of strawberries starting in around Christmas time.
You were
Yeah.
I don't want to say the precise like time.
Yeah,
right?
around Christmas we're gonna have
Yeah.
tons of strawberries. So looking forward to sharing them with the world finally.
Yeah, all right, guys. So thank you for tuning in to this episode. I was really happy to have my first guest on.
Yeah.
So I'll see you in the next episode. And don't forget to give a 5-star review and to leave a comment on the podcast and to follow the Instagram page at Fit Lady Podcast. So I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.